In this story, we want to tell you about how a resident of Skopin, Ryazan Oblast, Russia, Viktor Mokhov, kidnapped two girls, a 14-year-old schoolgirl and a 17-year-old college student, and held them captive in a basement for nearly 4 years. Preparations for the crime's construction of the underground prison. Mokhov lived in a private house with his mother. On the property, in addition to the house, there was a garage. Mokhov dug a basement under the garage to use as a prison for his captives. The prison consisted of a small room equipped with ventilation and electricity. Inside there was a bunk bed and various items for living, an electric stove, a table, several chairs and dishes. The captives cooked their own food, they used a bucket as a toilet and a basin of water for washing. The room was sealed with a heavy concrete vault door, followed by a massive metal lid secured with a heavy lock. The entrance to the basement was at the back of the garage. To access it, one had to remove a metal sheet held in place by magnets. A small staircase led downward. The entrance was so well concealed that even police officers standing right in front of it were unable to find it later. First kidnapping. The first known kidnapping occurred in December 1999. 13-year-old Elena Malikova visited Mokhov with her friend. He gave them alcohol and began making advances toward the girl. When she rejected him and left, Mokhov followed her, struck her on the head, and dragged her into the bunker. He held her captive for 2 weeks, repeatedly assaulting her. She eventually escaped, but did not report the abduction to the police. Kidnapping of 2 girls. On the evening of September 30, 2014-year-old schoolgirl Ekaterina Martinova and 17-year-old vocational school student Elena Samakina were returning from festivities in Ryazan celebrating the Feast of Faith, Hope, and Charity. Mokhov offered them a ride. Accompanying him was his acquaintance and accomplice, 25-year-old Elena Bajikina, a native of Ryazan, who introduced herself as Lyosha. The girls found nothing suspicious, as Bajukina had short hair and looked like a man. After offering them alcohol laced with sleeping pills, Mokhov brought them to his home and, possibly with Bajukina's help, dragged one into the garage and the other into the bunker. He held the girls for 43 months, repeatedly assaulting them. When they resisted, he starved them, kept them in darkness, beat them with a rubber hose, and sprayed tear gas in the room. After thwarting their first escape attempt, Mokhov told them a line from Dante Alighieri, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here." When the girls stopped resisting the abuse, he treated them well. He bought them a TV, a tape recorder, paints, and books. On one occasion, Mokhov brought a stack of old magazines, one of which bore a partial address. From this, the girls learned his name and their location. Samakina gave birth to 2 sons by Mokhov on November 6, 2001, and June 6, 2003. Martinova assisted with the deliveries, using a midwifery textbook Mokhov provided. The deliveries were carried out in unsanitary conditions, using makeshift tools like bandages soaked in vodka and a kitchen knife. Samakina named her sons Vladislav and Oleg. The boys were kept in a suitcase and later abandoned by Mokhov in apartment stairwells in Skopin. Escape and arrest. In spring 2004, Mokhov allowed Martinova to help him lure a tenant, a medical college student. He intended to drug her with sleeping pills, but Martinova discreetly warned the tenant, who later found a note in Mokhov's belongings asking for help. She immediately reported it to the police. Mokhov initially denied the allegations, but after police failed to locate the entrance to the bunker during a search, he confessed and showed them the hidden entrance. On May 4, 2004, the girls were freed after spending 3 years, 7 months, and 4 days in captivity. Trial and sentence. On August 30, 2005, Mokhov was convicted of kidnapping, rape, and other charges, receiving 17 years in a maximum security prison. His accomplice Bajukina was sentenced to 5.5 years. Aftermath. The victims eventually recovered and resumed their lives. Martinova married 3 times and wrote a book about her experience. Samakina became an English teacher and avoids media attention. Mokhov was released on March 3, 2021, after serving his sentence.